Well, hello, my beautiful Aquarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for October 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, if you did not win the previous competition, do not fret, because of course I will be opening up another competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that in the coming days, because of course my guides need to give me a sign on how to proceed with that. I do apologize for the delay of the reading. I've been a little bit unwell, under the weather, so it's had a bit of a knock-on effect there as well. But without further ado, let's get straight to your reading, my beautiful Aquarians, and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aquarians, this is your monthly reading for October. I can't believe it's here already, but here we are. October is upon us, and let's just say it's one of my favorite times of the year. It's when the veil between worlds becomes the thinnest, and it is here that we honor the ancestors even more than usual, but especially during Samhain, or Halloween to some. It is here we receive important messages, feel their presence, cheerleading us from the sidelines, and really acknowledge any lessons that may have arisen from any challenges that you may have experienced in the past year. Now, we've officially moved into glorious Libra season, very transformative month where humanity naturally starts to celebrate and seek more light. Illumination, gratitude, developing intuition, and of course introspection are heightened themes during this month to really reflect on your journey so far, the wins that you've accomplished along the way, the difficulties you overcame and turned into purpose, and of course the abundance that is yet to be harvested. We bond ever closer to nature and the elements during October as well, to seek tranquility as we prepare to wind down the rest of the year. It's a transition month there. Now, also, it's a month of personal reward on so many levels. Libra season encourages us to cultivate balance in our lives and offers an opportunity for justice and fairness. All that hard work starts to pay off, bigger opportunities are offered, and tangible success is delivered. We also deepen relationships during Libra season and lean into softness as we seek comfort, togetherness, and nurture our connections towards people, animals, and places that we have an affinity with. Now, you may feel called to refine your personal style during this month, maybe pay extra attention to the aesthetics of your home life, maybe, decorate with art, or simply craft something personal for yourself or for your friends. Even submerge yourself in your favorite book or music. This is a period to encourage your sensual side out and really appreciate the beauty around you in the present moment. And although you're super busy, this month offers you a breath, a stillness within to check in with yourself and reaffirm your path. Now, Neptune will influence us all heavily this month, so that may see you wanting to lose yourself in a world of fantasy where either you cozy up there to a movie of choice, or attend a fancy dress party as a character you desire to embody for a moment. Even, plan a great escape vacation. That's actually something that you're going to feel more inclined to do because your third house is influencing you with your ninth house this month, my beautiful Aquarians, and that's all about the great escape or the great quest for meaning. So you may feel like booking a vacation there. But also, Libra's steady grounding influence this season will offer a spiritual detox where we mentally declutter, hold ourselves accountable, and if you've been relying on any excuses to avoid something or someone, these will fall away. It's time to get real with yourself and face everything head on. Now, this astrological combination is a perfect time to advance on your dreams, goals, plans, and really make them a reality. It's also a season to seek closure on projects, relationships, or environments that you've outgrown or completed. It's time to create space for new developments to come on in and reminds us to embrace the moment due to the cyclical nature of all things. Now, we also have a full moon that's pretty special this month. It's a harvest moon, a hunter's moon, and a supermoon all rolled into one. It occurs in the very dynamic sign of Aries, and it's also the first of 3 consecutive supermoons to close out the year. Definitely a time to be clear in your intention, follow your passions, push on through, and make great leaps and strides ahead towards success. And those seeking love will also find increased opportunity to meet a passionate person who's very sensual and develop a harmonious partnership with that person. And if you're already in a relationship, this month encourages date nights and raw conversations about a shared future. Friendships also deepen during this time, a little bit more social activity, and if there's been any misunderstandings in friendship groups, it's a period to get clarity and clear up anything there and find healing in it. But also, I would say be a little bit mindful of, the Mercury-Pluto clash on the 13th, because this is where you may see some sort of triggered tensions. Something arises from the past that causes a little bit of a moment, something complex there. This could be a conversation that keeps resurfacing with someone close to you, but also it could be something that you've found challenging. It's in order to overcome, so this too shall pass. It's not a biggie, but I just want you to be aware of it. Also, this period, I would say check hard copy mail and email spam folders, as this sort of clash can influence critical documents or information getting lost, being missed, or being left unseen. And this doesn't just have to be documents, it can be parcels, deliveries, that sort of thing. Now, of course, on a global scale, and please fast forward this part if you don't wish to hear it, fast forward until I show your first card. But if you're sticking with me for this part, it's time to look to the skies as we have 6 rare active comets. The Swan Comet and the Lemon Comet being the most prominent, but also we have that mysterious 3-eye Atlas that will reach its closest point to the sun on the 30th of October, just in time for Halloween. I mean, of course, why wouldn't it be coming round about that time? But, comets are harbingers of great change and political upheaval. They disrupt the natural order of cycles. And my guides gave me something very specific in terms of images, which I'll share with you. It's always hard to put a date on things, but I'll just give you what I was given. I see a state funeral march honoring someone of national significance. Gold and red shall be their color, I was given. Also, a resignation of someone with influence. They leave under a cloud of speculation, perhaps even a link to a media outlet's demise as well there. And the economy will, of course, take another brief tumble, and it will climb back to regain any losses there as well. Now, because we have Neptune, which is often associated with confusion and illusion, it's retrograding back into the sign of Pisces on the 22nd of October, right up until the 10th of December there, okay? Now, this is really a big deal globally because the combination is often referred to as the era of monumental deception. But when Neptune retrogrades, it exposes the illusion. So it is here that we shall see the greatest of reveals. Partnered with Mercury, it's all about communication, news, then Mercury is opposing Uranus. Uranus is shocking. It is a transformative planet, sudden, unexpected events. And then sextiling Pluto, which is something hidden under the surface, maybe an expose of an agenda or something there. This is going to occur on the 29th. 30th of October. I mean, of course it is. It's all kind of co-aligning there. So there may be some big shock in store globally, or there may be some tensions rising with talks regarding combative plans being mobilized. This could all just be rhetoric, of course, because we're in Libra season, which is all about air. Just like you're an air sign there, it's all about communication, the internet. So there could be like major power outages or glitches in social media platforms. That could be the big tense thing. Or there could be some sort of glitch in apps, So just want you to be aware of that. That period could be a little bit tense. Also, this combination actually caught my attention because we have Neptune and Pisces, of course, water, and both of those affect water, and we have Pluto, which is under the surface. So this period could trigger deep surface seismic shifts and, cause large water-related events. So I hope I'm wrong on that, but, it's something to keep our eye on there. And my guides gave me something specific, which was a time frame, a delicate time frame, which was the end of October. There's that date again, and right into the second week of November. November is a little bit more critical, but that's what my guides gave me there. And they keep pointing at the Cascadia Basin across the Aleutian Plain towards the Java Trench, which of course is the Ring of Fire. I've been talking about this for a year and a half now, saying that we're going to see increased activity. It's a very sensitive part of the world anyway. It always gets activity, so it's a bit of a no-brainer. But I did mention we'll see increased activity this year, and we have so far, and my guide said, things will get critical and the time is nearing, so we could see like some sort of larger event in those areas. So I'm just going to leave it like that, okay? But there's so many layers to life and energy. I want you to be aware of that. And personally, October means something very rewarding is yours for the taking. But you're also going to be offered a chance to invest in something new that will yield abundance as you close out the year. It's a period to lean in and nurture all that you hold dear. People, projects, whatever it is, environments. Also to close out the chapters have run their course in your life. Reinvesting in yourself and watching your investments yield the results that you've been working hard towards. And when I say investments and yield, I'm not talking about finances. I'm talking about all that love, care, devotion that you put into your life, that blood, sweat, and tears. This is a month to see things take shape or come together in some way and see the payoff. So that's really positive there as well. It's harvest time. But also embracing unity. Share your light and gravitate towards the light in others. The world definitely needs more light, and you and the collective, of course, are that spark to raise those vibrations. So looking at your energy, I see you definitely have something to celebrate this month. We've got that Two of Cups, raising a toast. But let's start with your first card, Transformation. Big changes going on this month. Now, of course, this is the Death card energy, so this can just symbolize that, it's a brand new month there. You're transitioning from September into October. You may have had a very challenging September there, and you're just glad that you're now moving on from this. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there if that's something you've been going through. I see that you've been holding it all together with that Tower energy, a lot of built up pressure, trying to manage stress levels, trying to build your life and, be practical about it, but also have a lot of fun along the way as much as possible. Utilizing your resources. You've got the world there as well. So that means that you are looking at the whole sum of your life right now. You're trying to do it all, okay? And I feel like you're going to be really proud of yourself because you get a lot done this month, and there's a lot to celebrate there as well. Now, the Death card can indicate that you are looking at endings of things, but because you have the world, it could be that you are looking at the end of contracts that may need renewal. And for some of you, it can be that you're canceling something this month, and this could be like a service provider. It can be insurance that you're renewing or finding an alternative, cheaper option elsewhere, or it could be like perhaps a subscription that you no longer utilize. I just feel as well with that Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords and the Tower, I hate to give you this message, but I got to give it to you. For some of you, there may be like a minor thing that breaks down in the home space or needs some sort of fixing, okay? I hate to give you that message because the Nine of Pentacles in the resistance position can indicate that you dip into your savings funds, okay? And we have the Tower. So something gets critical because you have the Death card there. It could be that it's got to a critical point where, you can no longer kind of coast with it. It just finishes. Three of Swords, it's a challenge, okay? Three of Swords in this position means it gets fixed rather than you chuck it out and replace it, okay? So that's something that's coming out there. But you replenish because I feel, it's not such a large amount of money that you are going to be like, oh my gosh, I feel like it's annoying, it's frustrating because you have that Three of Swords there, but with that Four of Pentacles, you're financially stable, you're able to afford it, and you get a good deal for what it is that you have to fix, okay? So I'm just going to get that out of the way. Best to kind of rip off the Band-Aid first before we get to the good stuff. So that's the only minor blip that I see there. Although there may be like a cancellation or a change in your schedule in the middle of the month. Okay, this could come in around the 13th, as I mentioned there. But your first card there, of course, means that you are moving into better times, because the Death card often means closing a chapter, moving into a new era of your life. I mean, this seems to be like a monumental month. So some of you, like with that world energy, you may be contemplating retirement. You may be thinking about, your funds there, or you may be actually retired and thinking about whether you want to move abroad or whether you want to go traveling. I mean, the Death card for a lot of you, no matter what stage you are in your life, it means you're completing tasks. I'm being given this energy of putting like a period, or some people call it like a full stop, a period, full stop to things, projects, getting closure on things, getting everything done before you take a vacation. So if that's you, you're going to have a wonderful time on your vacation there, okay? And with that Knight of Swords, you may even learn something there as well. So some of you may go out to a place where, you go on some sort of day activity where you learn, like, I don't know, the third house there can be that you have some sort of social activity with that Knight of Swords. It can be that you learn like how to cook some sort of traditional dish, for example. So that's something that's coming through there. That's not going to resonate with all of you, but it could be something that you're thinking about at this time. I mean, the Death card, it means this is a big month of transformation or movement. So some of you could literally be relocating this month. If that's you, yes, it's a very chaotic time. Okay, I do see that with the Tower in the position it's in, I don't see that there is a huge issue there, but it could be just frustrating. Like you got your life in boxes and you're moving everything, but as soon as you get to where you're needing to be, there's a settled energy, building a foundation. It just feels like you love it. There's an affinity there. So if you are relocating, even if you're moving to a new premises when it comes to your work, because some of you, there may be a revamp here or some sort of relocation going on in the working environment, I definitely see that the place that you end up as a destination, it just feels better. It just feels right. It feels like it fits. Okay, so that's coming in there as well. Now we have the Knight of Wands. So a lot of you are making great strides ahead. This card with the Death card indicates you're making a start on something after a period of perhaps calculating or planning something. The Knight of Wands indicates you have the energy, the determination to make things happen. But also your third house and your ninth house are influencing you this month. So this can be that you have a lot on your mind with that third house. You may even spend a little bit more time on social media than usual. So it could be that, not that you're just scrolling aimlessly. I feel there's purpose with this. The Knight of Wands indicate that you have like a purpose to follow. So it could be that you're finding information, or you are trying to find a structure or something interesting to do. It could be that you're booking like activities or planning outings, events, that sort of thing. But, third house is about communicating your truth to yourself and to the universe, speaking loud and proud, expressing yourself, your ideas, and knowing that your ideas have value. This is about you trusting in your vision, acting accordingly, and taking action to make it happen. You're making life happen for you. You're not just waiting for life to happen to you, okay? But also, this is a big communicator month where you communicate to the universe what it is you desire to manifest. And this is a desire card. So you're going to be taking the steps that you need to take in order to get to where you want to go. And the universe supports your endeavors. When you speak loud and proud to the universe and say, I am, especially with that, moon in Aries there, because Aries energy is all about I am. When you're like, I am successful, I am reaching the destination of where I want to get to, I am whatever it is, just put in or fill in the blank there for yourself, because it's going to be different for everybody. And it means, you are making it manifest in the physical realm there. Now also, because your ninth house supports your third house, a lot of you have this great quest for meaning and purpose, and you are leaning more into your responsibilities, but also connecting to your higher self. This can be like a connection, suddenly a magical connection, breakthrough when it comes to meditating or, seeing your vision, or, connecting to your higher self, downloading messages there. Your third house is also connected to travel, and this is a travel card. So a lot of quick trips, action-packed, I would say. You're very busy, and I just feel that the Death card for you with this Knight of Wands is a change of pace, okay? And I would say with that Tower, don't go too quickly, though, because you could have to return to something or misstep along the way. You may miss something, and I feel that it's just something minor there. You have an opposing card, which is a Knight of Swords. So a lot of you are making major lifestyle changes and choices this month. So this could be that you're reshaping a diet, exercise routine. You know, this is like getting more active this month as well. But it could be that also you're investing in your body, mind, and soul in a different way. You know, the Chariot card indicates very fast paced. You're on the move. There's movement and improvement, and you're heading towards victory. This is a card of success. You've had a lot of wins along the way, but you're not even willing to celebrate those. You're like, on to the next project, on to the next, on to the next. So I feel there's a flurry of activity here for you where you're headed towards a lot of success and abundance, because the World card means you complete something to a high degree. Also means that you're locked onto your goals and you're not going to stop until it's done. You may have something in motion where you're going to celebrate some sort of milestone or moment. I mean, this could be a proposal coming on in here for a deal or a partnership or an opportunity. For some of you, because you have the Tower there, if you're in a relationship with someone and you haven't sealed the deal yet, as it were, your person could literally pop the question. They could get down on one knee there and pop that question, because we have that Two of Cups there. And if you're looking for love, I feel, especially if you're traveling, you may meet someone on the go, or you're traveling outside your usual parameters. Even if you're going to a group activity that is creative, or you're going to an event, because I see lots of invitations here for you this month, where you're trying to jam pack the whole month in and make it work. You're going to make it work, and you're going to have a lot of fun this month, whatever fun means for you, because it's going to be different for everybody, of course. But I feel there is potential to meet someone new, and it will develop into something really special. I feel like you'll actually spend your life with this person and settle down with this person. So soulmate incoming for a lot of you there if you're searching. Now, of course, for some of you, the Knight of Wands and the Chariot card energy, some of you could be thinking about upgrading your car, okay? And I definitely see that you have a lot of options here. There's one that you choose. It's almost like you get the blend of both worlds, if that makes sense. So it feels practical, but at the same time, a little bit flashy. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. So I feel with that, let me just pull a quick card on that, actually, because what I'm feeling with this is like the price is the price. So if you're trying to negotiate a better deal on this, I feel the price is the price and you got to match it or walk away from it. I do see, though, you shopping around and finding something here that, if it's a second-hand car, okay, I see that it may have a little bit more mileage on it, but it's in really good condition. And yeah, I'm just going to pull a quick card on that, but that will mean it's lower in price. So it could match your budget if that's something you're looking for at this moment in time. Not everybody is trying to purchase a car, of course. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. I just feel a lot of you with the energy you've got, there's big changes and you're on the move, a lot of success. You reach, you know, the top of your goals. Nine of Cups. Yeah, you get a wish fulfillment there. Nine of Cups is, what are you wishing for? I'm trying to clarify the Tower there for you. So it feels like a lucky surprise or something exciting is coming in here for you. And the Tower can be that you're building a structure for some of you, because it is clarified by that Nine of Pentacles. So moving away from the car energy, this could be that you are either saving for an independent purchase like a car, or it can be that you're purchasing real estate, or perhaps some of you are just trying to be a little bit more financially free and you're taking down debt. Can be that you're even learning about leveraging debt as an investment tool to open you up to build wealth there. It could be a structure you're learning about when it comes to finances, on how the really wealthy people structure their finances to protect it, or, you know, have a little bit more money when it comes to 401ks, pension time, and, you know, some sort of savings pot there. This could be something you're just learning about because, of course, economically things are a little bit challenging right now. So you may be looking at avenues of where you can utilize certain deals. I feel a lot of you with the cards in the position, because this is a lot of movement. You could be moving your finances around into better yielding interest accounts that maybe even give like an incentive to move the money. So for example, there may be an account that's new or doing a deal where it's like, okay, if you move all your bills and everything to our account, we'll give you $100 or something like that. It can be like, oh, okay, that's kind of free money. And it'll be a very easy transition there. So I feel a lot of you could be looking at that, or learning how to compound your wealth, okay? Because, you know, we've got that Nine of Pentacles, and that's how you're kind of like dealing with your month, which means a certain amount of money is coming on in, but you leave the month with 4 of Pentacles. So this means, of course, you're on top of your repayment plans, you are on top of your bills, and like if you have rent and, maybe mortgage repayments. Some of you may even be wanting to remortgage, your payments there, and you may actually get a better deal where you can have a little bit like extra for yourself. I mean, that's going to be a rare opportunity, but you may be surprised with that Tower energy because, of course, economically, things tend to be a little bit more pressurized and volatile when it comes to deals out there, but I feel like you will find a deal. So that's coming out there as well. I mean, yes, definitely a lot of movement here. Chariot card indicates a lot of success. So I feel like there could be some news coming on in here that helps propel you forward, and you celebrate it at the end of the month. Perhaps it's something that comes in and you're like, okay, it sounds promising, but I'm not going to celebrate until I see the evidence or have locked in the deal or it's happening, okay? I actually feel like this Two of Cups is you connecting to something from your heart space that you really want, and that third house giving you the vibration to make it happen. Like you're drawing it in. You're leading with purpose, with passion, and with power, I see as well. And you're going to get what it is that you're trying to align with right there. Two of Cups often is a celebration and maybe even a blending of energies to make something work. Now, if you're in a career and you work for a company, there could be some sort of international energy here. So either someone from overseas comes on in, or perhaps there's a merge going on there. Is there such a thing as a demerger? I think this has come up before in the past. So there could be some breakaway energy as well. There, it just feels like the dynamics of a company are shifting or changing. But looking at the energy with that Knight of Swords and the Two of Cups, I feel like you benefit from it in some way. So I don't see any contract energy, but because we have that World card, this can be that there is some sort of rolling contract, or, perhaps the company will honor the contracts that you have already for a time being, but there may be some changes later on in the year that's coming through there as well. I mean, if some of you are looking for a promotion, I got to be honest with you, I feel like there could be something in the works, but not right now. There may be some new projects coming on in because you got the Knight of Wands here and the Knight of Swords. So it feels like you remain on an even keel when it comes to your working environment and the kind of level that you're at right now. Also, if you're someone who's out of work and currently looking for a new role, I feel like it's all changed this month. There's a lot of movement, and I feel a lot of you on the sides, you're kind of brainstorming something independent here, okay? And it could be that you have an idea that you're working on, but in the meantime, you may take this new role that's coming on in. So I mean, this card can indicate that you're kind of at the same level as when you left the working environment, but that Knight of Swords can indicate that you're a little bit more independent in this role, or a little bit more detached from this role. It feels that there's a lot of like data or a lot of information. You're somehow a little bit detached from it as opposed to what you used to do. But I feel it's a great proposal here. So it could be that, you're very organized in this role, and it gives you a fair amount of money that will help you build financially for your future, because the Four of Pentacles is a financial structure that you can build upon that's really exciting. It's a fair amount of money there. Basically, the Four of Pentacles means savings. So a lot of you, no matter your circumstances, this month it seems like you get to save a little bit more money, or put a little bit more than usual away. But if you're currently looking for a role, yes, there is one coming on in. And because the World card there sits in your outcome energy, it can be that it has international leanings or links there. For some of you, you may be thinking about like working abroad for some of you, or migrating your ability to work overseas there. So there could be some sort of deal that is struck, but this is a proposal that laid on the table where there's reciprocity. You're attracting what you truly deserve and desire, and something that you'll be happy with. So I feel like looking at the energy, you could sign that by the end of the month. And some of you may actually take a freelance position in the meantime to do something that you actually want to do independently. So if you work for yourself already, this could be some sort of freelance gig coming on in that brings in extra money. It's out of the blue. It's something that's great. It just feels like it will fill your time in a perfect way to kind of complement what you do already, because of course, Two of Cups is a complementary energy there. If some of you are freelance already and you haven't been paid by somebody, okay, look into a little bit further. This person could be in real trouble or really like in arrears when it comes to finances. And, you know, their business may be, I hate to say it, they may be like shortly closing down, okay, but you will get your money. I want you to be aware of that. You may need to give them a bit of a nudge and say, hey, look, I've given you ample time to, you know, pay up. And they're going to suggest installments, perhaps. So you have to decide whether you're happy with that. But I feel you could write a message to them that's like, okay, look, you have a legal amount of days to pay me after this particular correspondence, and they're going to step up. They're going to make it happen, okay? No matter what, they're going to make it happen. So if you've been waiting on something, I do see that finally you get closure on that, you get your money, and you're on to the next. I don't ever see you returning to that company to work again because I feel like eventually they will unfortunately close down, okay? So that's something that's there. I'm just going to ground my energy with that. Now, if you work as an independent worker, you have your own business already, I feel a lot of you could be making some changes, you know, in the way that you work, in the way that you schedule your time there. I feel it's a very fast-paced month there, so you will benefit from structure, but also you may be like either retiring some of the products or services that you offer in favor of doing something a little bit new, a little bit snazzy to get more attention. You're going to get a lot more attention with your industry. I feel like if you're in sales or goods, services, whatever it is that you do, I feel this is going to be a very busy time for you. I feel like you're going to be in demand, okay? Even if you're working for a company, I feel like you're in demand and you're bringing your A game, and I feel like you're working towards something. It just feels like you're in motion towards focusing on your finances. And of course, if you're retired, I do see some of you spending time in two places. So, I mean, this could be with family, with friends, or maybe your home or abroad. I do see travel for a lot of you, whether you're retired or not. So it could be that you're going to a vacation, you know, a destination that you're going to love. Maybe for some of you, it's a place you've never been before, but you will return time and time again because you love it, is what's going on there. Now, of course, the Tower is all about revelation, sudden epiphanies, you know, realizations about your life in some way. And this could be the way that you structure life because, of course, the Tower is a structure and it can mean a surprise. But because you're in the resistance position with this one, it means the surprise doesn't really affect you in a monumental way. I mean, if it was an outcome energy, I'd need to know what other cards are around it to see how it's going to affect you. This could mean it's happening to you. But because the Three of Swords is there, I'm going to pull a card solely on these cards because they can be very challenging. Some of you, it can be that you've already gone through a shock or something shook your foundations, as it were, and the Three of Swords can indicate that, you know, it was a challenge, it was a struggle, and you're building towards something and it's hard because you care. So with that Two of Cups, it means that, you know, there is an alliance here. The universe is going to help you and you're going to attract people or situations that can benefit you in some way. But I just want to see what this is. I mean, for some of you, because the World is there as well, it could be that there is a shock in the world, as I mentioned, and you're just like surprised by it, and it just makes you like cerebrally think about what is going on. The world is upside down right now. It just feels like it's a place that feels unfamiliar, as it were, and we're trying to navigate a new way, a new era. It just feels odd, okay? So a lot of you are trying to reconcile that within yourself and also find your place in all of that. So on a personal level, this could be that something monumental changed in your life, and now you're trying to like regroup and work out how you proceed on something. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there if you've already been going through something that has been challenging, but I do see you rebuilding even better than ever before, okay? You're building back stronger is what I'm seeing if you're going through something like that. But I do feel that Tower and that Three of Swords, a lot of you are trying to manage stress levels and be mindful of how you talk to yourself, intrusive thoughts popping in there, and being a little bit more compassionate towards yourself. We have the Ace of Wands. This is action-oriented, Eight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, as I said earlier, I think it's more of a change of schedule or something in your schedule, because when you have an Eight of Pentacles there, this can be, you know, a routine or a habit, some sort of ritual even. It could be that you change something up a little bit. This month kind of encourages everyone to lean into traditions, but actually you may do something a little bit maverick, bold, and different, and not do something that you typically do, or something comes on in that's really exciting with that Ace of Wands. This is a surprise that perhaps opens a lot of doors for you. The Seven of Pentacles indicates that it's something alternative. Okay, it's the alternative path, or opens you up to a new strategy or a new way of doing something. It may put you at a crossroads of decision there. So you may have to make a major decision at the end of the month. You're making the right decision, is what I see. But what I also see with that Knight of Swords is you react to the situation differently. You're adapting to something. So if someone cancels on you or something is rescheduled, you're adapting to it and it doesn't really affect you. That's probably why the Tower is there. Whatever it is, it feels positive and exciting. But, you know, it feels also that you adapt. Ace of Wands can be like a transformative energy where there's a lot of success. This is you taking the initiative, maybe going on an adventure. For some of you, this could be like... Now, I'm only mentioning this because of the cards that you got here with that Nine of Pentacles. Some of you could win a trip, okay? So if you're entering into a competition on something, it could be that you win. So that's coming through there as well. The Eight of Pentacles... I would say this is about you working really hard, but also maybe even reinvesting in yourself. So there could be a small financial win there as well, because we have that Nine of Pentacles. Or it could be that you're just surprised that you get to spend and then save more money than you expected. So you're spending your money normally, but you find discounts or better deals, and you've got more money to play with to reinvest in yourself, either a course of learning or some sort of, you know, mindfulness, or even, you know, it is an energy of perhaps just having a rest and saving for the future in some way, okay? Now, the Nine of Pentacles, exciting card. It means you're working or building towards financial independence, to be free of either some sort of repayment plan, debt. I mean, some of you could complete a repayment plan, or, you know, you finally cancel out a debt that you've had for some time and it just gives you extra money to play with there. Perhaps that's it. But the Nine of Pentacles is a glow up energy. And this could be that, you know, you get sudden compliments, or, you know, you just feel a lot more energy. You just feel great about yourself more than usual. Let's put it that way, because I feel like you're really investing in yourself, and it may have taken you a long time to really fall in love with you, your life. And now you just feel a bit more empowered and confident with that Tower, because the Tower can be a tower power, right? Especially in its position with that Nine of Pentacles. It's an energy of you being disciplined, self-reliant, and maybe this is disciplined with a diet or an exercise routine, or perhaps it's you like making sure your boundaries are high so that you eradicate drama or other people's nonsense in your life. You're like, nope, not about it, just going to remove yourself. This is a card which can indicate that you want to isolate yourself from something that perhaps has been causing a challenge, okay? Some of you may even want to, you know, isolate yourself in order to limit distractions at this time, because you may be focused on your projects and you're placing foundations in your life that you've been focused on completing for such a long time. It can be that you have something to do and you need to stick to that program, so therefore you're withdrawing and making sure that no one has access to you in a way where they can distract you. So I feel whatever it is you're doing there, you're building to such a high degree, because we have all those building blocks there with that world energy, and it's connected to your goals. You're going to be in the right place at the right time for the right opportunities to come on in there. Now, some of you may be contemplating a move abroad or migrating your life in some way, or if you're lucky enough to have independent funds there, you may be accumulating funds there to like have a dream holiday home somewhere. I mean, that would be amazing, but you know, it can be something that you are building towards. Everybody's going to be at different stages financially. Some of you are like, no way, that's not even close. I'd love to have it happen, but it's not, you know, close yet. Some of you can be like super close to that. I see a lot of you being close to that. And of course, you know, some of you are like, I don't want that. So it can be that you're saving for something like a monumental purchase, like real estate, or trying to get into an industry where you can build wealth. A lot of you may also be thinking, because you got that Knight of Swords energy, of building independent wealth, because that's literally what this card means. And you may be trying to find a way to automate it so that you can have more free time. So you may be structuring either generational wealth, or you may be structuring finances in a way where it compounds itself, or You can automate something that gets out there in some way and yeah, just does its thing. And for some of you, I see a major breakthrough in a career success, especially if you're creative, because we've got that Knight of Wands. This is a big change month for you. Could be some sort of proposal or deal on the table for you, which could see you go global or have you reaching further, because, you know, the World card is about expansion, expanding your reach or branching out in some way. So I do see a lot of you could get a really awesome role there that has you seen by a lot of people, or you're appreciated for what you do as your skill set. And I feel this sets the foundation for the rest of your career, because it feels very, like if you're creative, it feels like it's a project rather than something long-term, if that makes sense, but it's the springboard to more later on. So, you know, it may be a gig for a musician, or it may be, you know, some sort of partnership. Some of you could be actually utilizing social media as a partnership platform to get your message out there, because the third house is all about communication. Could be that you're promoting yourself or flyering for some of you, but a lot of you may use the internet in some way. Also, I feel because your third house is really kind of nudging you to lean into neighborhood or community in some way, and you have an integration card here, it tells me a lot of you are getting a little bit more sociable at the end of the month, or you're leaning into community practices or giving back to your community in some way, helping out perhaps, or I would say maybe standing up for something. Like, for example, if you are working in a place where your opinions are asked for, they're really valid. You could be standing up to someone or standing up for something or giving your voice in some way. But also if you live in an apartment block, for example, it could be that you have your say on how things are run, or you give some advice, or you know, you have to chase something and make sure it gets done there. You get it done, whatever it is. So if you're dealing with a landlord or a landlady, for example, it could be that, you know, you get them to do something because you've had to push on it for some time, but it will be completed, is what I see there. Also, I mean, we have that Three of Swords. It's in the resistance position. If you've had any conflict with anyone, I feel this person could come towards you and offer an olive branch. And I mean, with the Tower and the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, I mean, I feel like forgiveness is important because it lightens your karmic load, that you're not holding all that anger or frustration in because it's only hurting you. But looking at the energy, I feel with that Knight of Swords, you're adapting to this differently. You're not going to repeat a cycle with this person. You're not allowing it to fly. I feel like you're calling it out, whatever it is. You may actually accept the apology with that Two of Cups there, but the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, especially with that Nine of Pentacles, it tells me that you're like, you know what, I'm very independent. I don't need this BS in my life. I don't need this. Okay, so it's like, come to me good or don't come to me at all. So I feel a lot of you, you know, you may accept the apology on, it's not on a condition, but it feels very much like you're making it aware that you don't need this nonsense in your life, okay? And you may kind of like distance yourself from this person briefly, or there's a detachment there. It feels like it's not going back. It's like a cracked plate, you know. You can mend it, you can kintsugi it, for example, and, you know, you can see all the cracks there, but you're still reminded on what happened for some time before it can truly be healed in the future. Everything has the potential to be healed when forgiveness is there, but I feel right now, looking at a lot of you, I feel like you got other stuff to do. And you're like, you know what, this is just a distraction and I don't need it. So I do see a lot of you being a little bit more direct this month if you're dealing with someone like that, okay? Now, with the world energy, of course, this means you are very goal-oriented, and I feel like you're completing a lot of tasks. You may be looking at expiry dates during this month as well. Things like visas, passports, especially if you are traveling, very important there. There could be a critical date that you didn't realize. So for example, if you're going traveling and you're like, yep, checked my visa requirements, yep, checked my passport, all in date, and then you look at your credit card and you're like, oh my gosh, my credit card's out in like, you know, a month. And you're like, okay, you know, that's when I'm away. So it could be that there's like a little bit of a rush there for you to get something like reordered or renewed. I do see some sort of rush there to get something not corrected. I just feel it's renewed or, yeah, sorted out. So that's something to be mindful of. Now, we do have that Knight of Swords. A lot of you are making major lifestyle changes and choices, but also this is about you speaking your truth, okay? When you get this card, it can indicate that you are clear-minded, you have an intention, you are being very clever in your intentions as well, you're being very savvy, you have an instinct about things, you understand what you need to do this month, and you're pushing forward and doing well, and you're doing it your way as well. So I'm quite excited to see that whatever it is you're doing, that Two of Cups brings in some sort of celebration, togetherness. I mean, you have that Two of Cups and the World, the integration card there. So a lot of you are leaning into more activities. There could be some sort of celebration or feast date, something of excitement that brings people together that you're looking forward to. And I feel like, you know, lots of great communications, lots of great conversations, deep and fun. And I just feel like there's a solid energy at the end of the month where it just feels like everything starts to take shape for you, or it's working in the way that you'd hoped for but didn't almost expect, because you may have had a lot of setbacks or recent delays there. But I feel this is a month where you're moving forward. There's a lot of action, a lot of advancement there for you there as well. And I mean, the Two of Cups is an energy of you being in the state of attraction, law of attraction there. So I do see a lot of adventure here, but also you kind of looking at your life philosophy, what you believe in, and kind of moving towards something that you hold dear that you will accomplish, that you will find comes into your life because you've made it happen. And also, I mean, there's a lot of time for romance at the end of the month. So if you're in a relationship, I feel you and your partner may discuss relocation, or may discuss traveling to a holiday destination, needing a breakaway. There's been a lot of pressure there, so I feel you both owe it to yourselves if finances allow. Also, it could be date nights, as I mentioned, with that Two of Cups there. But if you're single, this is you going to group activities and having the potential to meet someone new there, someone very special that you will settle down with, is what I see there. Also, we have that Four of Pentacles, solid month, getting solid things in place. It feels like there's structure there. But also the Four of Pentacles means that you're hanging on to your money. But also you're aware that you must not let life pass you by, because Four of Pentacles always comes with a cautionary tale. Sometimes life, I mean, most of the time life is very hard, it's very challenging, it's very difficult, and we must roll with, you know, the energies that come our way. But I feel this month is a great month for you to be on top of things, to make great strides towards whatever it is you're trying to accomplish at this time. And I feel this is little reminders that, you know, variety is the spice of life, planning activities, being, you know, in development with projects and ideas, calculating everything, scheduling in things, because variety is the spice of life. And I feel like this is you encompassing it all, as it were, and taking ownership of your life. You know, this is a card of ownership, and I feel this is a card that indicates things are going to work out and be meant for you, for your highest good of all, and that, you know, abundance will be available to you there as well. Now, let's see what else I got there for you, if there's any other energy. I feel there's reciprocity here. This is you looking at exchanges in your life. You know, the give and take of people, of situations, valuing yourself. Also, your ninth house at the end of the month could see you leaning into your kitchen witch, exploring new recipes. I mean, the ninth house is also connected to what's beyond the veil. So during Samhain, Halloween, lots of downloaded messages. Some of you may be a little bit more interested in the paranormal, not just because it's the season, but also because your ninth house is saying, you know what, let's look at the alternative. Let's look at the unknown. Let's see what's, you know, something that's weird and wacky and wonderful. Let's see if we can make sense of it, find the truth of it. So you may even be like called to watch documentaries on the unknown or some true life events and things like that. Also, some of you may go on some sort of paranormal kind of excursion. I don't like to call them ghost hunts because, you know, we shouldn't be hunting spirits. They had a challenging enough time in life on this earthly plane, learning all the lessons that we all go through, for anyone to be like hunting them in the afterlife. You know, it's always important to recognize that, you know, they are spirits, entities, and that they deserve a lot of our respect as well, because we walk on the shoulders of our ancestors. So yeah, looking at your outcome energy, I feel, ooh, this is great because you have that Two of Cups there, which is all about connections. It's about your commitments. You're totally locked onto those, and you're just attracting abundance because of your mindset. So a lot of you could be changing your mindset this month. So we've got abundance. And it says here, fruits of your labor, harvest, extra cash. I did mention that. Feeling fulfilled, feeling blessed, overflow, and the time is ripe. Okay, so this could be projects coming to a natural close that you feel, you know, you've completed. This doesn't have to be connected to work. This can be that, you know, you are getting into that closet that perhaps you've been meaning to get round to organizing. Maybe you're restructuring, revamping, doing some DIY in the home space there as well. I mean, I do see like a minor conflict there, I have to say it, because the Tower with the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords can be someone has some independent thinking and they challenge what you believe and you challenge what they believe. And it can be that it causes a bit of friction. But ultimately, with that Two of Cups, it's like, okay, can we acknowledge that both people have a perspective that can be right in some way? So I feel like you could come to like an understanding, shall we say, regarding something there. But also, you know, because we have the Tower and the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, some of you, not all of you, I want you to be aware of that, because of all the shifts that I mentioned, some of you, there may be, and because it's in the resistance position, maybe a minor tremor where you're at, okay? And I'm talking minor. If it was in the outcome energy, I'd say, oh, okay, this could be like a bit of a bigger tremor, but some of you may experience like a minor tremor. If you're going on a vacation, it could be somewhere where you're going as well, a destination, but it's minor is what I see there, okay? Now, also, we've got connected, high vibe, definitely high vibing for this month. It says network, rising up, getting ahead, co-op or collaboration, win-win. Some of you may be thinking about partnering up in some sort of deal. I did mention social media platforms as well, but this could be a co-alliance, or it could be that you are getting involved in some sort of hobby or community event that brings people together. Also, for some of you, you could get online and actually join chat forums and be like connecting to people all over the world. For some of you, this could be family members abroad or Soul Tribe members abroad as well. And what else am I seeing there? Some of you, if you want to be an independent worker or set up your own business, you could be looking into the structure of how to move ahead with that. It's going to be very lucrative for you. It's going to be very busy, very fast paced. You're going to have to stay on top of the energy with a lot of structure, but it's going to be so rewarding. You have to do it all, of course, rather than 9 to 5 or whatever it is. You'll be working 24/7. Okay, it'll always be on your mind. So we also have attraction. You know, I love the frogs. The frogs are always about good luck, reward there, but also, you know, taking a leap of faith and advancing, taking great strides to move on up. And it says manifesting and magnetism. And that's your 3rd and 9th house partnering up together to help you make great strides ahead. It says intention, focus, effort, target, releasing and prosper. So hitting your target, releasing it, moving on to the next, and then like really feeling like you're making a difference. And as I mentioned, doesn't always have to be connected to money or job. It can be that you're being more active this month because you have a lot of activity cards here. And it can be that you reach your goal on like a health endeavor, or, I mean, you don't have any sleeping cards here. So I would say that looking at a lot of you, if you have had some sleep disruptions, for some of you it could have been noise. But if you have had any disruptions there, I feel like you managed to cancel that out, or it doesn't happen in the month of October. That's what I see there for you. But let me just get a trinket or a rune before we close. Ooh, so we have a key. So the key represents destiny, but also it's got a fleur-de-lis on the top. So this is you taking ownership of your life and your responsibilities, because of course fleur-de-lis connects to the Emperor energy. Some of you may be stricter with yourself, especially when it comes to your finances. Chariot card is like keeping a tight rein on finances there. But also the key can be that you're about to move into a new property, or maybe someone's going to tell you a secret that may shock you. That's coming through there as well. It doesn't disappoint you, it shocks you. But I feel like you keep that secret. And then we have the star. It says just for you. The star, just for you there, okay? Now, the star, of course, is about healing, but also it's about inspiration, alignment, and a brighter future ahead. also indicates a wish coming in for you. Okay, so I would say that the universe has got your back this month. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Aquarians. And of course, you represent the star in the star deck because it is an Aquarian card. So it can be that, this month is just for you. You're prioritizing your own needs. You are making sure you invest in yourself and take the energy and run with it and do more things that inspire you at this time. So, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aquarians, and love and light.